the 3 barrels, night ale barrels are in the cart, and then the dwarven chainmail and the heavy stuff. It's in the cart. I figured the
Awesome.
rest we could take.
Good.
I just picked up 1 crossbow, so I have that for killing dragons. I'm sure a crossbow can kill a dragon in like 1 shot, right?
It
I'll
depends
buy
on
a drink
the.
if you can.
Yeah, it depends on the dragon and depends on the crossbow, right?
Yeah. Let me just bring out this ballista crossbow here
Yeah.
that is larger than this building.
Okay.
I saw that in a movie once.
Yeah, let me just put that out of the way, and I think we can start. So, last time we met, you guys as a group arrived to Greenest. Amy, this is the time in which you put the mute button. If like a machine gun.
It's the background sound of the cultists destroying a town.
Yeah, exactly.
Sound effects.
So last time we met, you have just arrived at Greenest, but that happened right after you have experienced like something like a minor earthquake on the way. So the ground shook a little bit. You weren't kind of sure what's going on, but then you decided to push forward, and then you saw the town that you are familiar with basically under attack. So there was this woman and her child. They were fleeing from a kobold raiding party. You saved them, and the woman told you that raiders basically started looting the town, ransacking building and houses, and a lot of people are fleeing all this chaos into the cities, the town's only keep. It's a structure situated on a hill in the middle of the town, and this is where all the people are going. So you decided to kind of get a little bit closer to get a sense of what's going on, and you fought a couple of those cultists just at the riverbank as you snuck towards the town. You realized after dealing with them that these are dragon cultists. They are worshipping a god called Tiamat, but it's not yet clear what exactly they are doing at the town. You decided to head deeper into town, and you've located the town's only inn. You saw that it was kind of under siege. Decided to move forward and see what's going on, and there were a couple of kobolds guarding the entrance, and you saw that the innkeeper and a couple of villagers were barricaded inside. You decided to come and help them, and you found yourself after like a short fight, I would say, inside the inn, and with a ton more of kobolds and other mercenaries approaching the inn and kind of surrounding it. At that point, the roof tore off, and you found yourself staring right in the face of a ginormous blue dragon. And the dragon inhaled, and this is where we stopped last time, if I remember correctly. Did I leave anything, drop anything? Anyone with a better memory than mine? Yeah.
I remember asking the woman for her husband's name, but I don't have my notes with me.
So the woman's name is Linen, and her husband is Cuth.
Cuff?
Yes, C-U-T-H. At least this is the way I pronounce it.
And did the girl have a name as well?
Yes, Ina.
Ina.
Yeah, and I think we were looking after Cuff in the inn,
Yeah.
see if he was among the survivors in the inn. But that was when the dragon disturbed us.
Yeah, crashed
We
into
were
the
just
party.
about to have a nice meal and like everything. Like, how dare he? Or she.
So the huge creature with its claws simply grabbed the building structure, inhales, and you can see like all the air being sucked into its body. Pieces of furniture kind of fly up, debris fly up into its mouth, and you can see like small lightnings kind of erupt from the deep of its throat as you can see its open mouth. And then something happens. Eliath, it seems as if the creature have noticed you, and it immediately stops inhaling, looks at you, and then spread its wings. Its wings spread, and as they circulate the air, you can see flames from buildings around the inn kind of become more intense in a minute, and you can feel the heat wave kind of flowing through the area, including the inn. And then the creature says something in Draconic. Does anyone of you understand Draconic?
I do.
It says, kind of, like with this sound, like with every word that this creature kind of utters, the entire air kind of vibrates and windows are shaking. And it basically says, "Bring them alive to the camp. Alive!" And its wings kind of push the air once. And then he says in Draconic, "This has to be reported." And he vanishes up. At this point, all the kobold crowd around the inn, they shout, "Thundergale has spoken!" in Draconic, and you can hear more and more of them kind of surround the inn. And then one of them shrieks in common, "You inside, surrender, or we'll kill you!"
I yell to everybody.
No,
They're
you
taking
won't.
us as They're taking us as prisoners.
They won't kill us. Oh, I didn't understand it. What did the dragon say? Anybody understand that?
They're taking us as prisoners. They want us as prisoners. The dragon wants us alive.
Oh, so the kobolds won't kill us.
Yes, we
Unless they
will.
battle their lives.
We will. We're going to count to 15. And then you can hear another one says, "Why so high?" "It's 15. 1.
How many are there outside? Like an
You
army?
wanna peek?
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
All right, first roll. 11.
You count at this spot, like you kind of prep yourself up, go off one of the tables and look through one of the windows. You can see the entrance to the inn and the streets from which you came. It seems like there are something like 15 of them huddled around the entrance, but you can see a couple more groups like to the left and to the right, but they're kind of not sure if they want to go in or stay behind, so they keep their distance. Yep, that's it, more or less.
And how many people are in here with us?
So you kind of look around. You spot 7 people, 3 women. 2 of them are the barmaids, and the rest are men who seem to be in shock, fear. They're dirty. They're holding to their meager belongings, and look at you basically for salvation.
I go over to one of the barmaids and say, "Is there like a cellar entrance where food and alcohol gets brought in? So some other place that were maybe less well guarded that we can escape from?"
She nods. There is a cellar, but there's no exit. I mean, except from the sewer, and not sure we want to go through that.
You're right. We definitely don't want to go through the sewers. I
Yes,
go over to the
better
others.
better than the
I,
dragon camp.
I go over to the others and say, yeah, there's a sewer entrance. I don't think we should go that way. It sounds disgusting, but there is a sewer entrance.
No, yes, the sewers definitely. Maybe we can stall them. I go to the nearest window to speak to the kobold leader, and I yell, okay, we're coming out, but we have to remove all this rubble." And then I just look at everybody like, "Come on, let's get going. Where's the sewers?"
Uh, could I do like when he's like looking out and trying to trick the kobolds? Could I do like an inspiring, like you say a few words, inspire the group to not be so afraid? Like, come on, don't worry. We if we just stick together, like these guys are experienced and know what they're doing. They will keep us safe. Don't worry. We're totally safe, and I know this one looked like a little girl, but she's dangerous. I saw
I'm
her
totally
bite
nice.
someone's nose off once.
I'm totally nice. She rolls her eyes. Oh. She looks at a
Like,
halo, which doesn't appear somehow.
They look at you and should we arm ourselves? Are we supposed to fight? What are we supposed to do?
Yes, arm yourselves with knives and kitchen equipment and whatever you can find. Table legs, better. Anything is better than nothing.
They scatter around and start kind of ruffling for whatever they can come up. And you can hear the kobolds outside bickering. Are we supposed to count to two? They say they're going to evacuate. What does evacuate mean? You can hear them kind of confused, and then one of them shouts, "Three! I didn't allow you to say anything. I'm supposed to count. Three!" And then it's kind of a bit of confusion there.
I shout outside, "You forgot 7!"
What do you mean? 7 is more than 3. What's going on?
7 comes before 2.
So roll. Do you want to roll for? Or this is like the inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Is it like a
Yeah, you stand on a
persuasion or
performance. You stand on a table. And
Yes. My first roll of the day is not that great, but I do have a +5, so that's a 10.
Okay. So the people return, shaking a little bit. Some of them, took all kinds of kitchen knives, a club. One of them, grabbed like a meat cutting knife. The other just a frying pan, whatever they could come up with. And then,
I do try to tell them like, and I know that we're all armed, we all have our weapons, but the important thing is not to fight. It is to get away. So we stick together and stay safe, and only attack if we have to. Let the professionals handle all the fightings, if we can.
So, thinking of this, Mel looks around for something like a knife or dagger or something like this because she doesn't have any weapons. So,
yeah, you can definitely find. There's
a nice big meat knife.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's just like my Aunt Betty always uses.
An assortment of knives scattered around. You can hear that the kobold leader. He kind of shouts, "Are you ready to get out? Front door."
I yell. This would be the separate. Yeah, I yell. No, we're still pulling off the how do you say this? The
barricade.
The barricade. We're still pulling off the barricade, and I just start hitting things and making noise. If I had prestidigitation or something, I would do it, but I'll just act like I'm removing things.
You can hear one of the kobolds kind of says to the other, "Throw fire inside. That will get them running."
I yell, and I go to another window, I'm bad at deception, but whatever. I go to another window and I yell in Draconic in like a different voice. There's gunpowder in here. You'll kill the captives.
Roll deception.
If it hasn't been more than 10 minutes since we had a fight outside for like 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago when it was, I gave you bardic inspiration back then. So you might still have that.
Nat 20.
Oh,
With a
amazing.
-1 and 19.
Amazing.
But
amazing. So you can hear the goblin leader kind of, whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. He kind of pushes the people. No fire! No fire!
yes.
Use arrows!
Well, and I duck. So I go to the nearest maybe the innkeep, and I say, okay, so where's the exit to the nearest sewer tunnels?
He grabs you, and you actually do evacuate a little bit of the mess that is on the floor. It basically takes you to the kitchen. You evacuate a couple of board and pieces of the roof that fell in, and you uncover this hatch. Open it. There's a staircase, not a staircase, but like a ladder, an iron ladder that descends down. It's not like super deep. And you find yourself in a cellar. It's wet, damp. There's a ton of bottles and casks and all kinds of crates inside. And he points to the end of it, where there's a small door, and he says, "This is the service area. Like if the toilets get clogged, this is where we unclog it."
Okay. I take a peek down our exit hole.
Okay. Okay. So you do that. It's basically like a massive tube, again made of like brass or something like that, and there are hinges so you can open it. And I'm assuming this is the way they are cleaning it. It's not small, like human can squeeze inside, and he tells you that it leads to a pipe that eventually meets an underground river that pours into the downstream, like the river that kind of flows outside of town.
Okay. Then I ask the other 7 people around me, can anybody not swim?
And they kind of look at you, that they live in a town with a river. Everyone can swim. He does tell you that the pump mechanism is only draining to the river when there is like a flood or something like that. Otherwise, the waste kind of goes down and into a pit in which it soaks. And only if there's a flood or something like that, it gets washed into the river. So you need to be careful at that point. Like if you miss a step or something like that, you'll be deep in shit, literally.
Fuck. Anybody got like pythons or something like this to hammer on a wall in case it's necessary?
I don't.
Because
Yes, let me look in my noble pack what I have of common gear.
the 50-foot rope is not going to help, I guess, because it's longer than 50 feet, I'm guessing, this tunnel.
Yes.
Okay. So who wants to go in first?
So
I'm wrapping cloth around my face, not me. And you can
Yeah, whatever, I can do it. I don't care.
All right.
Let's just get out of here.
Okay.
All right.
So
then I just start go.
Okay, so they kind of line behind you, and most of them follow Kedrick's advice, and they wrap cloth, like wet cloth, around their faces. And they shrug, but they're willing to do this.
I'll get ready to follow Mel and then stop. Like, Elias, maybe we should, like, one of us should go last. so
Yeah.
we can protect the rear.
So
Yeah, I can go last.
And one of us.
volunteers to do that. So go
Oh,
ahead.
he's still
okay.
here. Okay,
Good.
cool.
Okay. So
That
Mel,
probably. Yeah. Go ahead.
Mel will also cover her mouth, face, and she will make a prestidigitation on it, so it smells like roses.
Awesome.
And she can do it for everyone.
Oh, thank
Roses,
God.
roses, roses.
I'll change mine to the smell of wine instead. Much
Nice.
better.
And
Good.
then, well, she just goes ahead, whatever that means.
Yeah, so you kind of grab the pipe, close your eyes because the feeling is not amazing, and then you need to slide a couple of feet down, and then the pipe curves, and then you're on all fours, kind of making your way through the dark, expecting that pit in which everything kind of soaks. Sorry. Make a dexterity check as you kind of go down to see that you don't slide and
Dexterity check. Has it rolled yet? No, we didn't play for 3 weeks. It's way too long. Hang on.
You all see Mal kind of disappears into the tube with a puff of rosy smell, rosy cloud.
Okay, guys, you have to help me out. That's. Is it possible to roll on D&D Beyond on the sheet? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I did so
You
last
just-
time.
You click on the. What do you click? You're doing a
Dex.
dexterity check. Then you click on the dexterity right above your
Yes.
dexterity score. The
Yeah, but
plus whatever.
It doesn't do it somehow.
Huh.
It seems.
Okay, now you did.
Or did you? Do you see the results? No.
Yeah.
I think
You
it was
just
with
did.
mine. Yes.
Oh no, that's Kadrick. Yeah. There we go. It rolled something.
I just make a roll 20. A d20.
Oh, I'll get some dice if you have dice.
Okay, so it's a 6 plus the dexterity modifier. So that no, that is including already. Yeah, nice. Maybe not so nice.
Okay, so that's a 6 total.
Yes.
So you kind of see Mal kind of, her hands and feet kind of struggle a little bit. The pipe is larger than maybe it's the right size for a grown up, and then you kind of whoops, and you slide down. Make a dexterity saving throw this time for me. As you kind of
Oh man.
slide down the tube.
Yes, hang on.
And when I see that, I will follow in after her.
Okay. So you kind of try to grab her. That's the. Or just follow.
It's probably too late to grab her, but I'll follow in after her to
Yes,
maybe save her.
Okay.
Someone must have hexed me. Probably one of my aunts. Another 6.
Okay, so you slide down the tube. You try to grab yourself in the dark to not fall into this waste pit. But you kind of have this, feeling that this is not your lucky day. And after a few kind of struggles against the slippery tube, you just hit it face in, like into a puddle of a very rosy, smelly pile of something soft and nasty. So it's not deep, but it's wide. So you need to kind of swim to the other side. As you hear, another one slides down the tube, which is, probably someone behind you. So you're trying to make your way as fast as possible to the other side. Cedric, make a dexterity check for me.
Yeah, that's a 14.
Okay, so you manage to kind of position yourself firmly and go down the tube in a controlled way, but you definitely hear that someone like that Mal in front of you is in trouble. Like you can hear her oops and a splash.
Actually, you can hear her swear in. Do you know Sylvan by any chance?
No, only Elven.
Okay, so you can hear her swear in a language that you don't know, and the way the swear sounds, it must be swears. It's the only way. This would make sense from the noises you hear, and it sounds pretty rough, her language, even though you cannot understand it.
Swearing in Sylvan. This is something I'd pay to hear.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Now, young girl, don't you use that language. Let me get out my bar of soap that I have on me in my inventory. Don't worry, I will wash out that mouth. No.
So when you get Cedric, so when you get to the source of the swearing, like if you have dark vision, I'm assuming you do.
I do.
Okay, so you can see Mel kind of basically puddling her way to the other side. You believe that you can circumvent the waste by simply, trying to hold to the walls with both feet kind of spread and both hands spread. It's really uncomfortable, but you believe you can do it with another dexterity check. Shouldn't be too hard.
Okay. Now you say not too hard, like how low is not too hard? And could I use acrobatics maybe also?
Just the dexterity. It's hard to be an acrobat here.
Yeah. Well, I rolled a 3, so that's a +2, so 5.
Okay, so
5 is an easy check, right?
yes,
that's enough.
So as you kind of go in, you try to, like, it's supposed to be easy, but it seems like one of your foot just slipped and dug knee deep into the pool of goo that is, the floor. And at this point, you're in a very, very awkward position, trying to kind of grab the walls and bricks and whatever to prevent yourself from falling in. At this point, I need a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, that's a lot better. 19.
Okay, so it's just the feet, your foot, that you kind of pull up and try to not.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll shout out a lot of swears in common, like the worst kinds I've heard in, like the worst taverns I have ever performed in, like those kinds. And after I, like, for a minute, like, I say, oh, I'm safe. It was only my foot. Like I say, don't worry, Mel, I'm here to save you.
Yeah, hurry up! I'm over here, and watch out for the thing.
For the thing.
Yes, I noticed. Thank you.
Elias, do you want to go next?
Let's do it. I think I'll stick with Merlin and wait for everybody else to go, and then I'll go end with him.
So more people kind of go in. It's 7 in total, and here and there you can hear like really, really, really bad language, as most of them fumble their way through and go out the other way. Violated. Let's call it this way. As they crawl outside the pipe. When it comes to your turn, Merlin kind of turns around and says, I think they're coming in.
All right. And then I just whoop into the tunnel.
Amazing. Dexterity check.
5.
Okay. So this is...
I'm rolling high.
So this is another slide and then a dexterity saving throw. Try to grab yourself.
Come on, head first into the pool.
Just gonna eat it. All right. Oh, natural 1 for a 4.
Oh my god! So not only it's face first, but you had your mouth open. It's that. Yeah, it's like.
Oh my
you
god!
called it. You called it. You said, "I'm just gonna eat it."
I take psychic damage. I'm traumatized.
Exactly. But it smells good. I mean, at least that. Roses. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just covered.
So you all basically climb out of that cesspool. You walk a few more, like a dozen or so feet in the tube, and you find yourself in front of a not a very big grate that pours into a like a bricked tunnel that will lead to the river eventually. So you are at the grate. There are something like 50 feet or so in front of you until the river. And you can see patrols of mercenaries kind of walk through the riverbank and even beyond, more like closer to the woods from which you came from. What do you want to do at this point? You're all smelly, gooey, icky, dirty as hell, and all that separates you from freedom, let's call it this way, is that grate and a couple of patrols a dozen or so feet away.
So the grate, how does it look like? It is. We need a lot of force to remove it, or can we just unhinge it or something like this?
Make an investigation check.
Investigation check coming right up.
While she's doing that, prestidigitation to clean all of us. Like,
Yeah.
it might take a while. It's like an action per prestidigitation, but
You're just like a leaf blower. You just people, everybody.
Sure.
Do we not have robes from the cultists? Did we steal the robes? I can't remember.
I think we left them.
Okay.
I don't remember us picking them up, at least.
Any luck with the roll?
No, my roll, my table top roll thing seems to be down. Okay, let me do something else. I have a roller, dice roller app. I'll just use this one.
Yep, awesome. So you see Mal kind of studying the grate, trying to figure out if there's an easy way to move it, swing it, or something like that.
And also, I was going to ask something else as well. Well, it's not asking. I would like to send my owl to investigate a best escape route.
Okay. It gives you a look.
But I can't do both at the same time. So
no, that's fine. As soon as you conjure it, it kind of gives you a look. Obviously, it doesn't like to be in this tunnel with you.
yes, but I can summon it 30 feet outside somewhere.
Oh, okay. So it just gives you a look. You know what happened to you, and then it flutters off.
Yeah, it's okay. And so 18, awesome.
Okay.
18 plus whatever.
So from the looks of it, yeah, for the looks of it, it looks like mostly the grate was placed there to prevent kids or animals or something like that to go up or find themselves stuck here. It's set into a stone frame, but you think that like a very strong kick will probably break it out. Will make a noise, but will probably break it.
Okay. So then I communicate this. So if we kick it really hard, it's gonna come loose probably, but it's not gonna be quiet. But let's check the area, and then like before, her eyes roll back and
okay. So
she looks around through the owl's eyes.
So what you see at the riverbank, which kind of curves and curls, you can see three raider parties or mercenary groups. They're in groups of three, so there's 9 of them, and they have something like 50 feet between each one, and they seem to be scanning the river. You don't believe that they're scanning it for you, because they're not even looking at the riverbank. It's just they're kind of maybe looking for people running away from the houses or something like that. What you do see is a group of what you believe are villagers, as they are plainly dressed, hiding in bushes and under trees. What kind of sets you is it looks like one of them is wearing this weird dog-like cape with two flaps, leather flaps that cover his ears. And you remember that Linen told you that Kuth is wearing that cape. So you see him kind of looking. He seems to be in leadership position. All of the villagers are behind him, and he's basically trying to point to the keep, but is not aware of the three gangs that are nearing his position. That the owl kind of looks at that from above. So
Okay. How many of them are there?
So 9 raiders, and Kuth is leading 4 villagers.
Do they seem to be armed?
No, it looks like a man, a woman, and 2 kids, but you're not sure. Like, it's still dark, and you're not sure who owns who.
Okay. So. Okay, I come back to Mel's eyes roll forward again, and she's like, okay, so there is the father of the girl with a few villagers hiding, and there are 3 raiding parties of 3 people each, and they're scanning the river. They don't seem to be looking for us in particular, but maybe, well, I don't know. If we create a diversion, they probably will be able to flee over to the keep. And maybe we can actually have a good timing, but I don't think we have forever. The kobolds will realize that we are missing. So what do you guys think what we should do? I think we should try and take on the kobolds.
Couldn't we, with your owls scouting, go over, rescue that group of people, and then all make it to the keep, avoiding the groups that are patrolling, with the help of your surveillance owl?
I'm not sure if we can break out here without raising suspicion.
Well, I would like to, while he was scouting, I would like to have try to see if I can slowly pry open the grate, with a dagger without making too much noise. Making
Okay.
like a sleight of hand or something.
Yeah, go for it. Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh, I'm not going to use that dice anymore. Another one. That was a 9.
Okay.
Total with my +4 bonus.
So you kind of get
another 5.
You get the dagger in, and it grates against the stone like once, twice, and then you decide to keep it to stop. Otherwise, you believe they will hear. You weren't able to pry it open this way.
Okay, so maybe we can kill 2 birds, like a half a bird with 1 stone. Because we can kick this over and run out. It'll get their attention, and if they don't come here all at once, perhaps we can take them on. I think we can take on 3 with Merlum and us 3. We can take on 3, but then the other 2 groups, I don't know. That'll give them enough distraction for that group out there to escape. This group, though, I don't know. How long is the distance between the grate and exit? How long do we have to run?
So you need to break the grate, and then there is something like 50 feet to the river. But that's and then like if you want to take from there to the keep, that's a run. Like it will take you, it's almost a half a mile to kind of.
Yeah, ideally we don't have to run. We have to just keep hiding and take them out. But I look at Merlin and okay, we're running out of time. Then we're just gonna have to risk it and run out and hide. And whoever gets seen, well, we just kill them. Whoever sees us, we have to kill or run.
Mularam,
so I ask Merlin to roll.
Okay. He kind of pushes himself through you because you're all crouching there, and then he kind of getting his plate armor to kind of cover him and the helmet, and then and he breaks it at the first attempt. The grate kind of explodes out. He tumbles out as well, and then you can hear shouts. From two directions. One of them is behind you. You believe the kobolds kind of realize that you're not at the inn, but then at least a couple of shouts from those mercenaries at the river, and you can hear splashing of water as they start to run, looking for the source of the noise.
Then I sort of stage whisper everybody, "Run, let's go, follow me." And I begin to sing that elven song I was singing earlier, and I take out my one dagger as I lead them on out of the tunnel.
Okay, so everyone kind of huddle behind you, and at this point, Mulram and Strandor, who I believe is still with you, he basically
no. Strandor stayed at the wagon to protect the other civilians that escaped from the town.
Right.
To protect the barrels.
Exactly.
And the civilian.
And the civilian. So Mulram kind of says, I'll take rear guard, and you all start to run as a group towards the keep. Okay, roll initiative for me.
Let's do this. Oh my god. 12.
15.
12 for Eliathlon.
7.
12, 7. 15 for Kedrick?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't rolled above a 10 this entire game, I think.
Okay.
You had a natural 20.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, I did.
So you dash toward the keep, and basically what happens is that you pass those 50, 60 feet, you get to the river, and you already know that the river is not as deep, so you can simply push through. And you find yourself in the middle of the river, just crossing to the other side, when three shadows, right? You assume those are raiders, but you're not really sure if these are kobolds or mercenaries or cultists or whatnot. They kind of spot you, but they're far away. You have something like there's at least like 80 feet between the two groups, so you have a head start. What do you want to do at this point?
Did we pick up the civilians who were hiding in bushes? The
No.
4 people?
No, that's not. That's a little bit more to the left of you. You ran straight to the keep. I'm assuming if this is where life kind of.
I'm trying to get the attention of one group at a time, so I can let my group escape and then their group escape eventually.
Yeah. So you were not heading to that group, I'm assuming.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
So I as we run out and then I see that they spot us, I tell our group, the 7 people, go into those thick trees and bushes and spread out and hide. And then we can hide and ambush these 3 as they come.
Okay. They will do that. So you take a couple more feet to kind of running. Mel is kind of, feet on the earth, and then Cedric is behind her. With the 7 people, they're holding their makeshift clubs and knives, and they simply run. You can hear them panting, water splashing everywhere. And then you reach into the tree line. Behind it, there is the hill with the keep on top of it, but it's still far away. Make stealth checks. See if you can.
Yes.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
Eliath got a 5.
Okay.
I have another bad roll, but the sum is 8.
8.
Getting close to 2 digits.
Amazing. So the villagers seems to have like succeeded in their kind of attempt to hide. You do see them kind of vanish between bushes and stones and boulders and trees, and you try to keep quiet. But then three of those indeed mercenaries kind of run towards you, and one of them points it you, Eliath. I think like you rolled a 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so he points at you and shouts, "Over there!" And then the three of them rush to you.
Yeah, sleep spell.
So Cedric, you kind of get a grip first.
Yes. I think I'll just try out my new crossbow, I think. Well, how close are they?
They're getting closer. It's like 30, 40 feet. And they already wrinkle their noses. Like, oh, what's this?
Hey, I did my best to clean us up.
My rose smell.
Am I considered hidden, so I would have advantage on attack?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll shoot my crossbow at the front one running toward him.
Okay.
Critical, critical, critical.
No, I rolled a 5 and a 9, so that's a 13 to hit.
Okay, a
With
13.
advantage.
A 13 actually hits.
Oh, good.
So the
For
arrow
6 points of
fires.
damage.
Oh, grab him straight at the throat, and he like, over there, and then simply falls into the water. Two more are behind him, but they're more careful now that they've seen their leader fall. Eliath.
Eliath is going to stand openly in front of you guys and take out his sling, swing it around, and throw a rock at one of them.
Awesome.
For a 11, because I can't roll higher than a 10.
The stone kind of flies off, lands on the river, and then kind of jumps, skids on the surface of the water, doing no harm at all. At this point, two of the raiders, like one of them lifts a crossbow and tries to fire at you. This is a 4 to hit, so I'm assuming not. The other one is rushing towards you with a blade, and that's a 1. So he kind of rushes towards you, and then just the smell kind of keeps him back. Mal, what do you want to do?
If they're still not in melee range, then after seeing the crossbow bolt kill him right away, I will choose to attack another one, probably the one that is now trying to attack Goliath with a firebolt.
Okay.
Oh, natural 20.
Amazing.
Nice. Okay, that is a critical hit for... Well, I guess he'll be pretty crisp with 11 damage.
Yes, so you can the two of you can see Mel's features kind of light up as she summons the spell with her golden curls and facial features, and then the man flies back with a scream, and then he falls and doesn't move again. At this point, all of the villagers come out of the trees and kind of run to the single assailant who is in front of you, Eliath, and he looks at all of them, drops his sword, and don't kill me. I surrender, please.
I kill him. I stab him.
Okay. And he like with his eyes wide open. With his eyes wide open, he's like, and then he falls. The villagers look at you shocked.
Wait, so it was one of the thugs, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Mal says, "Here, grab his sword," and then she takes the sword and gives it to one of the villagers, and the crossbow to one of the villagers.
I will step forward and like also like search this cultist that Eliath just killed, and then I'll pull out my own dagger from the corpse. Like, oh look, he had a hidden dagger. He wasn't really surrendering. He was about to attack us. Like trying to calm down the villagers.
Roll a sleight of hand. They are kind of seem to be taken aback by this.
A 16.
And they kind of look at you, pull the dagger, and some of them seem to be kind of okay. We didn't see that, but you think that at least some of them are like, this wizard is dangerous,
Murderous. Does he have a short sword?
So as you kind of go on your knees to kind of figure out what do they have on them, you suddenly see and hear two things. One, kobolds start swarming from the grate that you've just kicked, and then you can see Kuth and his band of followers heading straight to the keep with two groups of raiders just behind them. All this happens now. So Cedric, this is your turn.
Yes. I'll shoot my crossbow and one of the groups that was following after Cuff.
Okay.
If it's possible.
It is. It's far away, but you can still shoot with a disadvantage.
Yes. Yeah, it's more to like distract them than anything. Mm-hmm. One of them was an 18, but the other's a 2, so 6.
Okay.
Only so. But yeah, just so I hit somewhere near them, so they can see, like, hopefully.
Yeah,
slow them down a bit.
It does exactly that. So they kind of rush after Kuth, and then one of the bolt kind of flings against the rock. You can see.
Still there?
Yeah, we are still here.
Yes.
Your camera is frozen.
Yeah, your camera frozen.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you're back.
Now you're back.
You're back.
Okay, great. I'm sorry, my connection is weak today.
That's fine. So your crossbow bolt flings against a stone, and then two raiders kind of just turn and run towards you without even understanding what they're running at. You assume that the trees still hide you, etc. But they're definitely heading back.
I will also start moving towards the keep.
Okay. Eliath, what do you want to do?
Same thing. Sling and run.
Okay.
Well, this is better. 14.
14 actually hits one of the... Oh, wait. It's with a disadvantage still because they're far away.
Okay, the second one is... Okay, so it's 14.
Awesome. So even far as they are, your stone managed to get one of them. Damage, please.
7.
Oh, so you can hear even from this distance the crack of bone as it hits him right in the forehead. Wow. And he gets it, and then he steps, takes a couple more steps, but you can see that he's not in control of his body, and then falls on his knees and falls face down. His body didn't even notice, he's simply still running straight at you. Mal, what do you want to do?
Could you? I'm sorry, I lost the connection for a moment.
Yeah.
Could you just give me an idea of the scene? I heard
yes.
that the group of villagers that were hiding outside are heading up for the keep, and they are followed by the two raiders, the raiding groups.
Exactly. Kobolds are swarming behind you through the grate, and Kedrick's bolt drew two of the 6 raiders towards your way. One of them is already dead. The other is still rushing towards you, but obviously is not seeing and understanding what's going on. You're probably still, obscured by bushes and trees and whatnot.
Okay. How far behind us is the grate with the kobolds?
50 feet.
And they are starting to pour through?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. I think I will try to do the following. I want to Ice Knife the entrance because it's an area effect spell.
Yes.
So every kobold in the area that is within 5 feet of the entrance will take damage. So I will try to somehow find a moment before the first one makes off to us. I don't know if they already have, but then I will try to hit him, and every kobold within 5 feet will take additional damage.
Awesome. Sounds good. So you summon the spell and shoots it. You shoot it toward the grate. Yes.
Yes, she. Mel holds up her hands and exhales, and as she starts to exhale, her breath starts taking on visible vaporous form, and then she kind of forces the vapor from her breath into an icicle, and then she just goes, "Whoa!" And then the icicle goes flying away against this kobold. And then let me just do this here. Oh, great. It is... No. Oh, yeah, they have to make a saving throw.
Okay. What saving throw and what?
No, wait. I have to make a to-hit roll.
Okay.
And I hit an AC of 23.
Oh, my God.
And this is just for the first kobold.
Yes.
And this first kobold takes 2 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then the shard explodes, and each kobold within 5 feet, including the one that has already been hit, takes another 8 cold damage.
And this is the area attack, right?
Yes.
And anything happens to the area, or is just hitting them and that's it?
They have to make a saving throw to take the damage, to not take the damage. And that is it. There's nothing else happening with the area.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
So the first kobold is hit by 2 damage and then 8 more if he doesn't make the saving throw?
Correct.
Okay. So the first kobold is kind of hit by the arrow, and then when the arrow explodes, it rips to shreds. It's like kobold flesh everywhere. The other 2 are struck by its body parts, but they don't seem to be affected by the spell. They are, however, a little bit more cautious, and instead of rushing down, they stop and pull crossbows.
We are also moving towards the keep. Like,
Actually,
come on, everybody, move along.
Actually, it's not crossbows, it's slings. And then the entire group that is with you, as a group, you start kind of running toward the keep. Okay. So it's kind of a triple chase, right? We have Kuth and his friends, and then 4 raiders, and then your group, and then kobolds behind you. This is kind of how it goes. Okay. So on their turn, they'll try to kind of sling you, but it will be with a disadvantage. So that's only 2 for now. One of them will try to get Mal and fail miserably. The other one will try to get Molran and fail miserably. So all you can hear are rocks pounding the riverbank or the water as you run. Are you, as you run, do you want to do something or just focus on running and make sure that the kobolds don't get to you? Anything you want to do? Otherwise, it's kind of a weird but strange rush towards the keep.
I'm definitely looking for any strategic advantage that we could find. Like if we can see a way that, like a path that gets them out of view, out of line of vision, that I would take him through that. If not, then a path that might be faster. Looking for any sort of advantage like this.
Okay, make a let's call it a perception check. Even though the keep is simply on a on a grassy hill. There's nothing really surrounding it that would obscure the way. But along the way, there is the riverbank and a couple of trees. So try to find a way that makes sense. But it's not easy. Like, it's not apparent.
Okay. 13?
With a 13, you believe that, you can simply rush towards the keep, but then it will get you to one of its outer walls. There is no opening there. From where you stand, the opening is on the western side of the keep. So you believe that if you will head with the river and then turn to the main entrance of the keep, it will get you through a couple of buildings, which might help you obscure your path and maybe set an ambush point or something like that. It will make the road longer, like the run, like
The path.
The path, exactly.
But at least we won't get hammered against the wall. We can't jump over.
Yep.
So then I start pointing everybody, like, kind of like a sheeping, the like herding the people towards like more west.
Okay. So it
We
seems
can
like
go parallel to the wall.
Yeah, so it seems like you break away. Cuth, for some reason, moves towards the brick wall, and you kind of take a longer path to the west. The kobolds that run after you, and you kind of take a look back. You can see them pour out of the grate, smelly and smeared with whatever was there. So you can still see them, and they chase you.
So, but the other group still heads straight to the wall, huh?
Yes.
How far are they from us?
Something like 200 feet, something like that. Give or take.
Since we're all seen, I just yell, "Where are you going?"
So as you shout and all of you are running, two heads or more than two heads kind of turn around. Cuth and his people, but also the raiders. And it seems like no one is sure who exactly are you and who are you addressing the question to. So Cuth is kind of pointing to the keep, and the raiders point at Cuth and like,
what's going on here? Whose side are you on?
I would like to try to get the attention of the raiders who are still following Cuff's group, like shouting at them, like, and also like just shooting my crossbow in the direction, but shouting at like, "Hey, what are you kind of pussies? Like, dragon cultists suck up PG-13 dragon part." To try to get them to come towards us instead.
So as you shout, you can see Cuth, who is looking at you, like the confusion is over basically, and then you kind of, both of you kind of figure out at the same way that at the same time that the number of raiders is like half the number of the two groups that are standing, so he's on that side, you're here, and in the middle there are four raiders, and he kind of looks at you, and there's a question in his eyes, like, do you want him to do a scissor movement? And
I'll try to wave him like towards the keep while attracting the cultist.
Got it. So make a I don't know what sort of a, let's see,
intimidation.
Make an intimidation check. That's actually a good one. So Cuth continues to rush to the keep, and the raiders,
22.
Yeah, they turn around, draw their swords, the jagged swords, and they rush toward you. So you have four of them running toward you. It will take them some time, but you are also kind of running, so you have a round or something like that to prepare yourself.
Well, let's kill them. Firebolt.
Well, yeah, but we also have a bunch of kobolds after us.
Yeah, but we'll kill
Yeah.
those too, or get up to the keep before they get to us.
So
How far
run to the keep?
Yeah, run to the keep.
Or will they catch up? I'm not sure.
Mulleram says, take the civilians and run to the keep.
Moram, buddy.
It
Dude.
was good while it lasted. Let's take the civilians and run to the keep.
Yes.
I won't forget you.
I won't forget you, half-orc guy, and run along.
I won't forget you, Mike, and just sort of run.
Awesome. So you kind of shake hands. He stays. You can see him like put 2 spears on the ground and then prepares his crossbow and then his sword, shoves it in the ground as well. As you take the group and kind of continue, and all you can hear is the shouts of the raiders as they come down. Okay. Getting closer to the keep, you can see Cuth shouts at the base of the keep, trying to make sure that the guards on the walls are aware of his presence. And you can definitely see some figures kind of pop their heads and then prepare crossbows. So he was probably counting on, bowmen on the walls to help him get rid of the raiders. But once he sees that you basically got their attention, he starts circumventing the wall as well. As you head to the buildings, which are basically a couple of shops that are now broken, opened, broken into. Windows are broken. A fire took one of them, and there's a lot of confusion on the road that leads to the keep. A lot of refugees and people running from home, but you do see a couple of kobolds also running around. So there's a lot of confusion there. Anything you want to do other than run to the keep?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If there's a chance to help Merlin with the firebolt, or talk to the Cuth if he is in talking distance already. But other than that, maybe signal to the keep, hey, it's us, let us in.
Okay. On the road, you can see more refugees and militia people, like people who are still armed and ready to fight, than cultists. It seemed like most of the raiders and the mercenaries are busy at looting houses and shops, and not fighting their way into the keep. So the road is pretty safe once you got to the point in which you are. You meet Koth on the way to the keep. The keep is something like 150 feet away, and all of you, the people with you and you yourselves, are panting. But he smiles at you as he sees you.
Hey, you must be Cuff. I just want to let you know we rescued your wife and daughter, and they are safe with a friend of ours.
He picks up one of the kids. As I told you, he was with a couple, their kid apparently. As he pushes them to the keep, he lifts a small child, and he says, "You see, Tana, I told you they will be fine." And he says, "I'm so happy to hear that. Where are they?"
Well, there, Mel just quickly explains, with a friend, with a wagon, with the whatever.
He nods and says, "It will be safer in the keep, but we let us get in, and then we'll find a way to grab them."
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. As the group kind of forms, Kedrick, you can hear a couple of the villagers whisper something or you can see them whisper something at Cuth's ear. You hear the name Eliath, and you hear the word murdered. and then there are dark gazes at him as the group kind of rushes into the keep.
Good, 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 good. I don't say anything.
Okay. The gate is open. Militia people fire arrows at anyone who tries to go in, which is not, someone they know or who look harmless enough. You get a couple of weird looks, but then you are with cut and surrounded with people, so you're simply herded into the keep. And not long after, there is a horn blows from the walls, and you can see the militia people kind of go into the keep and are about to lift the door to kind of close everyone in. You rush in and you find yourself in a hot mess of people. People are lying on the floor, wounded, or leaning against the wall or around small fires. Most of the people are in their nightgowns, wearing whatever they could pull from their house, if it's a cloak or even wrapped in rags or sacks or something like that. There are militia people around, but most of them are either getting themselves equipped and go on the walls. You don't see anyone in charge at this moment. So as you kind of go into the keep, I'll let you take it from here as I do a 1 minute break, if that's all okay. Okay.
We made it.
Yeah, murderer.
Yeah, we made it. Great.
Yes.
Yeah.
We made it
So,
by murdering.
so what are we going to do? We're going to go and get the mother and the daughter, Linen and Ina.
I think they're safer outside than here in a keep that can be attacked by a huge dragon.
Yeah. I ran to the keep. I guess I should have asked either like how the hell did we get out of this city, because this keep, unless there's more sewers, like another poop tunnel.
No thanks.
We have to get out of the keep, and the keep is out. I can't remember exactly the structure of this place. There's walls that surround the entire greenest, and then there's walls that surround the keep, right? And the keep is inside greenest.
I don't think the keep has walls. I think the keep is just like a stone building.
Okay,
but
it's inside
battlements on the walls, probably. On the roof, I mean.
Okay.
Didn't Ido say there is a drawbridge?
Yeah. A portcullis or a drawbridge that they're closing now. I think it was a drawbridge.
I think so too.
But yeah, we would have to figure out how to get out, because like a siege, like a dragon, can just hang outside and we can starve to death.
Unless this keep is built to withstand dragons.
I don't think so. I mean, I wouldn't bet on it.
No. But maybe we can have a nice warm meal before we die, and
but
not
wait a
talk
minute.
about this while there are civilians nearby.
But also,
Go ahead.
Well, what's up with this dragon? What was his name, Evo, that I heard?
Thundergale.
Thundergale. Yes.
Oh, Thundergale. Yeah, this dragon. Their name is Thundergale, and as soon as he looked at us, or they looked at us, they said to capture us. So it must be reported. What does that mean?
Yeah, but didn't he look at you? I thought you knew what that meant. Are you
I knew what he
dragon
said.
lord?
No, I don't know. I hate the dragon cultists. They've ruined my life.
Oh.
How come?
Well,
what did they do?
That for another time. But this we seem to have some value to them, but I don't understand how.
but you can speak with dragons?
Well, I did study Draconic lately. I took courses, and it's not that fluent, but I can understand it pretty well.
Okay. And I'll whisper just so we don't get overheard. Like, there's still some of these people that think you're a murderer. I don't
Why?
think they trust you because you killed the guy who surrendered. I tried to make it look like he wasn't really surrendering, but they don't understand people doing bad things. I think they probably led a very sheltered life.
I mean, I understand. I was also surprised that I killed him, but it was in the heat of the moment. I didn't know he was going to stab me. He was chasing after civilians just like 30 seconds before that.
Yeah, well, we can't turn it back, so we have to make the best of it. Maybe we can show our support by helping the people here, the wounded, bring some order, I don't know, carrying food or whatever, before we or just talk to someone. Kuth, he seems to be important.
Yes, maybe we couldn't. We already helped, showed that we are helping, but maybe Elias, if you're up for it, we could like lift the spirit by singing a song. When we're in the Dwarven ruins, you sang a beautiful song to that ghost.
Oh, I can do that tomorrow again.
You
My
can't
throat
sing.
is
Well,
it's like really rough now. I can do that only twice, and then I'm just.
like, I can sing all the time. What do you mean? That's sing twice only? I can sing right now, and I start to sing a little song.
with people kind of looking at him like,
Yes.
what's going on?
And then I'll turn to the crowd and say, "Don't worry, I forgot my full name. Where is it? Here it is. Lord Kedrick Sarden, the great entertainer, is here to lift your spirits." And I'll bow and like flourish my colorful cloak, and then oh wait, I forgot my violin, but I can still entertain.
You can hear like a sporadic kind of clap, mostly from kids. Hey, mommy, look! But most of the grown-ups are kind of, they look at you half in shock as their town burns, around them.
Yes, I have a really great song called "Green is Burning Down."
Oh my god.
No.
So all you see around you is basically people who are in a state of shock. As you said, they're trying to either cook something or get themselves warm. It's not full winter yet, but it's not hot as well. People are around trying to tend to the wounded, but obviously there's not a lot of medical care available here. It seems like people were taken from their houses in the middle of the night and ran with whatever they had to the keep. Once in a while, you get a glimpse of a red haired dwarf who seems to have this aura of authority around him. He kind of moves in and out, either with packages or with equipment, or with a couple of militia soldiers around him speaking, and you kind of get him here and about. But it's mostly Kuth who gets the attention of the villagers who are here. He tries to kind of comfort them. Everything will be okay. We'll be fine. We'll get through this. We've gotten through wars. Don't worry. But that's it, basically. Like a ton of chaos all in this small place. What do you want to do?
As I said, I will help trying to entertain people, lift their spirit. Um, Instead of like singing or doing some grand performance, I will start to tell like a story about this small village where large monsters came in, terrorized it. Like every week, the monster came and terrorized. But finally the people had enough, and they were able to come together to conquer this huge monster all by themselves by working together and not letting their like giving up, like just putting themselves together.
There's a group of small children that kind of gather around you, and you have a feeling that their parents are kind of relieved that their kids has something to do, and they can tend to the wounded, etc. Make a performance check to see how much time could you kind of get the kids entertained.
Yeah, 15.
Amazing. So you kind of perform, tell this grand story, and as you see that more and more kids are around you, you kind of tune it down and keep it enjoyable enough so most of the kids are with you, and it seems like the grown-ups are just making sure that everyone, they count them and try to kind of get a list of who's where and the parents, and make sure that they have all things sorted out. So a lot of appreciation looks from many of the villagers around you.
And I will use prestidigitation. I can't do it like illusion, but I can do minor things like small flashes of light or
Right.
like sound or smells, like to enhance the story.
Yeah.
For the kids.
Awesome. What do the rest of you want to do?
I go up to the dwarven man is probably extremely busy, like giving orders, right, and doing stuff.
Yeah, it seems like he's moving around. You don't see him standing in one place for a long time. Yes.
Maybe I just sort of like, if he's walking towards the place, I just show up and then walk with him, and I just say, "Hello, I'm Eliathlorn. I'm with a group of adventurers that got caught up in this just a couple hours ago, and we've managed to survive to get here, but we're at your service. What's going on? How can we help?"
He looks at you up and down and says, "Well, if you came to help, you're at the right place." He hands like a huge paw of a hand, right, to shake yours, and says, "The name is Escobat."
Escobat. My name is Eliathlorn.
He pulls out a ring with like 100 keys around it, and he kind of sorts them out and then pulls one and says, "A red door. There's a green mark on it at the sign of a hammer. Open it. There are 2 huge barrels there with arrows. Bring them up to the wall."
All right.
And then get the key.
I take the key.
To me.
Will do. Are you with me, Mel, or are you doing something else?
Well, what can I do? Can I feel traumatology with the survival check to the people, or do you want me to move stuff? Or I can't sing as well as Cedric, but I can try. What can I do?
You're asking the dwarf?
Yeah.
He leans to you and says, "This is no place for little girls. There's a storyteller over there," and he points at Cedric. "It's best to find your parents and sit with him."
Yeah, I'd go and ask the people who are obviously helping the wounded or the shaken, and I try to make the best of my survival skills. I don't know something. I don't have medicine, but I have survival. So maybe anything that is related to field use, field traumatology, or first aid, or whatever, probably is part of survival as well.
So you kind of descend the stairs and go to a group of people who seem to be huddled around a man. He has this backpack. He opened it up, and there are all kinds of herbs inside, some ointments. It seems like he's...
Oh, herbs, awesome.
Yeah, either a healer or but you don't think so. Actually, it looks like the package that he has is wrapped for sale. So you believe actually a trader, but in this situation, like he can't, charge money for his goods. As you go in, he kind of hands out herbs to treat if it's burns or scratches or sword wounds.
Yes, so let me just make a herbalism check, and probably with survival as well, to see if what he's doing, if he knows what he's doing. Oh yeah, that's a 15 plus whatever. So that is an easy success for Mel. Probably, I don't know what difficulty you set, but you will set, but it's at least a 20, if not more, if I get any other dirty 20.
So you don't believe he knows what he's doing. He kind of ruffles through the pack, but it seems like an old woman next to him. She kind of, oh no, this one, and then she picks up like a small sack with long and yellowish leaves coming off it, and she takes it, and then she goes to one of the village. This for the burns. This is for the burns. Take it over there. Pour some water. And so you see that she probably understands what's going on. He's just handing her the medicine that he has.
Yeah, Mel will just quickly jump in and say, oh yeah, and this is for this, and this is for that, and if you use this, and you can make a healing potion, but it takes until tomorrow. And so what can I be of any help?
And she, like the old woman looks at you and says, "Oh, come down. What is your name? And you do know your way about herbs. This is amazing. You're so young. Also, are you hurt? Where are your parents?"
I live with my aunts, but they taught me herbalism, and so but I'm here today, and I can help if you want.
And
my name is Mel.
My name is Yoldra. She picks up
Yoldra.
this small jar. There's a darkish ointment in it, and she kind of gives it to you and says, "Look for all the kids with the scratch mark. Most of them went to their knees to try and hide from the kobolds, and they scratched their hands and knees. Try to rub that on them."
Okay.
Yep.
So Mel she knows where the kids are, right? So she will go to the performance and somehow try to communicate to Cedric to make a game out of this, so that every kid can rub its knees. Oh yeah, with the stuff, so everybody does.
So you and Cedric kind of collaborate to do that, but just before you kind of leave Yoldra, the trader kind of grabs you, and then immediately kind of pulls back because he realized that his grab was very rough. Like he kind of grabbed you in the collar, and then he kind of sorry for that, but I saw you with that elf speaking with the dwarf. I didn't get his name.
Well, why do you ask?
Oh, it looks familiar, but maybe I'm just mistaken. The name was Elia or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So if he looks familiar, why does the name matter? From where do you know him?
I'm not sure. His face are familiar. I think I've seen him in Baldur's Gate, but I might be mistaken.
So if you want, I can introduce you to him.
That would be most kind of you.
Of course. So you help us with the kids, and we will find them, right?
Of course, my wares are open now that I don't have anywhere to sell them.
Oh yeah, well, maybe I can help you with that later, and we make potions, and then you can sell the rest for better money, and you can give me a potion or two for doing this.
He kind of looks at you, and you believe that he kind of realized that you're not an ordinary kid. So he smiles at you and says, "That sounds like a good deal."
I love deals. She winks and grins a wide grin with the just too many teeth for a human child.
So
Pointy teeth.
you rush, and with Kedrick, you kind of get the kids treated. In the meantime, you, Eliath, you find your way to the lower floor of the keep, and again, you have to curve your way through people who are either lying or standing or crying or just huddled there. But you eventually find the relevant door. It opens with the key. Inside, it seems like a weapon storage or something like that. But everything is, I wouldn't say of top quality. Even the barrels that the dwarf spoken of, they are full of arrows, but these are like ancient, even for or not ancient, but old and yeah, exactly. Old and cracked and in a very miserable shape, but it is what it is.
With my +0 strength, I grab a barrel and try to take it up
So
to the wall.
You take it up, and as you turn, you can see two of the villagers that you escorted to the keep, and they block your way, and just look at you.
I try to remember any sort of escape paths I saw out of this place.
It's just the door.
Out of this room? There isn't, just the door. Then I say, can I help you?
And they look at you, and one of them say, "Are we going to have any trouble here?"
You already have trouble. There's a fucking dragon running around.
The only reason Greenest has survived so far is because we helped each other. And to be completely honest, Lian and I here, we didn't like the way you treated that guy who raised his hands and dropped his weapon.
Yeah?
Why are you here?
What was he? In Greenest? These cultists killed my father. He told me this is the next place. This is the next lead was in Greenest. And what do I see? Well, it's being attacked by the dragon cultists. So I feel like I'm at the right place.
They take a step back and allow you to pass.
As I pass, I turn around and I say, I put down the barrel, and I turn around and say, I'm also surprised I killed that guy. I don't know. Maybe it was the wrong thing to do, but it's just what happened. Was he not chasing after you? I ask.
Yes, they were. We just hope we didn't invite evil into these walls. That's not how we do things here.
Eliath just doesn't say anything. He just picks up the barrel and just continues. Then
they follow you with their stares, but you do see that they are undecided. If prior to your conversation they were very much confident and sure this conversation is going to end in a specific way, it seems like they're not sure anymore. but they do still kind of look at you as you climb. You can feel their eyes on your back.
What were their names?
Leon was one, but you didn't get the other one names.
Okay.
As you go upstairs, you can see that there are a lot of bowmen, militia, spread around the wall. Something like 20 or 25. The walls are not like a square. It's a weird looking shape, but there's one main tower and then the walls that surround it. So they are spread between the tower and the rest of the walls, and they do fire at anyone who approaches the keep. So there is the buzz of strings, but all in all, not too many raiders, it seems, approach the keep. So it is like a tense, quiet, the sound of the flames, shouting of people, and then once in a while, like someone fires an arrow. So as you kind of bring the barrel up, one of the bowmen who you placed the barrel next to kind of nodded and took a bunch of them and shook them to get all the dust out, and then started to sort to see what is usable and what's not.
I ask him, "This is all you got? They're rusty."
Yes, well, I really hope no one will storm this keep, because with this kind of ammo and equipment, I don't think we'll make it through the night, like, to be completely honest. And the other bowmen, like, shut up, there are kids around.
Unless something happens immediately, as I continue taking up equipment up the walls, I take glances at the surrounding movement of the enemy. What are they doing? Like,
Make a perception
what's going
check.
on out there?
Make a perception check.
16.
Okay. As you kind of survey the landscape, Cedric, you continue this string of stories and tales. And at some point, you stop for a moment to kind of get some air, and then a woman puts a bowl with hot soup in front of you, and says, "Kids, will you allow our storyteller to eat something, and you two should eat something too." And she starts to break bread, and some of the kids kind of munch on it as they look at you wide-eyed.
Oh, yes, thank you. I am getting a bit sore. Maybe you have something to drink also? A glass of wine? A bottle, maybe? I forgot my wineskin when we went into town.
She smiles and says, "I don't think I can find wine here, but I'll get you some water." Sure.
Well, I'll guess I'll manage then.
But
thank you.
She turns around and pats a couple of the kids on their heads, and then you can see her go in and about and brings a cup. It's kind of a wooden cup. She fills it with water from a barrel, and then she hands it over to you. And she looks at Mel, who is rubbing the feet and hands of some of the kids, and she says, "Your daughter?"
No, she travel companion. She's not a girl, I think. She's special.
They all are. And she looks at you, Mal, as you kind of treat the kids.
Yes, but this one throws fire around like magic.
Oh, this is all she kind of says, shocked.
Yes.
You want to say something?
Mal just smiles.
The kids respond well to your treatment, and they, some of them try to kind of get away. No, no, I don't want it.
Let's make it smell like strawberries. I'll show you how. And then she makes some weird hand motions like strawberry picking. I say, do you smell? Or do you want to smell it like you want it to smell like
Cookies,
frog poop? Ooh.
Cookies, and they shout cookies.
Okay, cookies. And then it smells like cookies. She makes prestidigitation.
As you get the kids to smell like cookies and get the ointment on them, and as Eliath kind of up there surveys the ground, Cedric, you notice a large man with his hand in a sleeve, and there's a bandage all over his head. He seems to be wounded, but he seems like old and with an aura of respect on him. He walks slowly, and he goes to the woman who fed you, and he says, he kind of whispers to her, "Make a list of all the rations we have. We might be here for a couple more days." And then he looks at you, Cedric, and said, "You came from the hills. I think I saw your wagon. Was Strandor with you?"
Yes, I was traveling with him.
Is he all right?
Yes, he is at the wagon right now, guarding that and some villagers that got away from the town.
That's good. At this point, Eliath, like a moment earlier, you were surveying the area, and what you saw was kind of this. Basically, a lot of, like, there's a column of raiders and mercenaries with sacks and wagons. It seems like they basically piled whatever they could find in houses and homes, piled it on wagons, and they basically start to move southwest, like west, kind of follow the river, and then they vanish to the south, like this a large snake of those people pushing wagons of loot, basically. Other than that, you can see two gathering. One, it seems like the town's temple is being surrounded, and from where you stand and with your dark vision, you believe that there are villagers barricaded inside the temple, and there's kind of a host of mercenaries surrounding that specific place. So this is one interesting thing that you see. Another group of mercenaries holding torches are headed to the barns. So this is like a cluster of warehouses farther from the keep, and they're scattered around what is probably the market. And you see mercenaries heading there with torches, probably about to set the town's food supply on fire. So this is kind of what you see. Anything you want to say or do?
No. No, I think it's all sinking in for Eliathorn.
Okay. Mal and Cedric, the man that is looking at you hands his hand to you, Mal, and says, "My name is Nighthill. I'm the governor of this unfortunate town. Glad to see you. Obviously not in these circumstances, but I am glad to see you, and obviously hear that Strandor is okay. A good friend."
Yeah, well, nice to meet you too. Could be better, I agree. And we left him okay. So he and his guards, together with Linen and Ina, whom we saved. And so do you think they will be safe? outside of the town. We left them, and I describe to him where we last saw them.
It seems to me that the raiders are not here to kill, they're here to loot, and as long as Strander stays out of town, I believe he will be okay. But we will probably try to send some people to bring them in. I think that the keep is the safest place in town. At least it looks like it. I have a question for the two of you. There was an elf with you. Is he still around?
And Gedrick looks confused. Like, elf? I don't think there was any elf out of the way. Like, just not realizing it's Lython he's talking about.
Some of my people told me that you came in with an elf.
I'm a half elf. Was it me? Like, pointing at my pointy ear.
There's a hint of a smile on his face, but other than that, like he doesn't fully take into that. He says, some of my people are worried that maybe we've brought in a problem. I wanted to ask you if this is the case.
We have been traveling together, and we have been in a few sticky situations, and without him, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, so far he has done nothing but help this town fight off these raiders, cultists, kobolds. I think he's killed more than any of us. And us, I mean me and Mel.
These situations are very heated when they happen.
He looks at you, Mal, and says, "There's a lot of wisdom in what you said. Obviously, not an ordinary girl, I assume." And he does smile to you, but it's kind of not a fatherly smile, but an understanding one.
Is this your keep? Are there no lord living here?
No, the Lord has died a long time ago. She was a halfling. She has built this town, this keep, but unfortunately, the town didn't prosper as much as she hoped it will. So it's almost an official ruin. And he smiles. We just try to maintain the place for, well, emergencies, and this seems to be one of those.
It does. Do you have any idea where this group came from? It seems large. There must have been rumors.
They came from the southwest, but I'm not sure why and who sent them and to what purpose. All I know is that they are more interested in looting the place than attacking us, which is, lucky for us. However, yeah.
Do you think we could or should try and maybe catch one of them? Maybe make them surrender, and this time let them surrender so we can interrogate them or something?
If this is something that you can do, I would be most grateful. My people are still... Oh, sorry?
We did capture some outside of town. The villagers who fled and our outstander, there were a couple that chased them down, and we captured 2 or 3 of them. They're still tied up at the wagon, I believe.
That's
so. If you do send some out there to try and get the villagers inside, I'm not sure how you will do it. Like, it was hard for us to get to the keep.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. He looks around, and could you guide a couple of my people there?
Of course.
There is a tunnel beneath this keep. It's a storage place now. We'll evacuate it. That's not a problem. It will lead to the base of the hill on the other side of the gate. If you could lead a couple of my people there, we might be able to sneak in those prisoners and interrogate them. That would be phenomenal.
We will. And also, our friend, he can speak Draconic, so he will be able to talk to the kobolds.
If you will be able to do that for me, I would be most grateful. Do you need anything? And he where's the Escobar? And then people kind of, starts moving around, and the dwarf comes in.
Yeah, maybe some other clothes. I'm still wearing my somewhat colorful clothes, like the fine clothes. Like maybe something a bit more boring, so I can blend in.
Of course.
Yeah, you can give us camouflage equipment. Maybe you have some alchemist's fire that we could use to create diversion, and maybe just a little bit of weaponry, sling bullets, daggers, small stuff that we can, be movable with.
Yeah, and I do believe Elias was looking for like a short sword or rapier or something. Earlier he kept complaining about these scimitars that the cultists were using.
The dwarf comes in as soon as you mention the name Eliath, and he says, "Oh yeah, that's the elf upstairs. Amazing help. Like, thank you very much. I will get you anything you need." And he points at three people who kind of jump in and says, "They will escort you, but I just need to kind of evacuate the tunnel as we simply hoarded a ton of things. 5 minutes and you will be able to do that." At the other end of the tunnel, there is a small grate, and he kind of ruffles through his enormous chain of keys, and he hands a large iron key to you, Cedric. "This will open it, but return the key to me."
Of course. I will. Well, hold on to it while I change clothes.
Yep.
And maybe get a backpack if that's possible.
So he gets you into a small room, and Elias, at this point, one of the militia people kind of go and tap your shoulder and says, "The dwarf, you said that you have friends with prisoners, and he wants you and us. He wants you to get us there so we can save your friends and get the prisoners in through a secret tunnel."
Is it a poop tunnel?
No, a clean one. And
thank God.
you also got
Boring.
you also got some clothes and a place to change if you want to.
Oh yeah. I'm guessing you're talking about Strandor.
Yes.
And the ale.
Yes. He's a
Okay.
good friend of Nightheal, the governor.
Small world. Okay. I'm gonna need. Do you have any short swords here around here?
Yes. The dwarf kind of, you are in this a small room, a table, and they basically pile whatever they can find. So a couple of rusty daggers, a long sword, a short sword, spears, anything that's common in those stockpiles of old keeps. You can assume that you have them.
Yes.
Great, thank
Finally
you.
acquired.
Okay, so you kind of grab. Yeah, go ahead.
I will quickly seek out Cuff and his son or second child, and I will tell him, okay, we're going to go and get your wife and your daughter. We're going to go and get your wife and your daughter and your big sister. We're going to save her. And
as soon as you said that he turns around to the people he talks to and says, "I'll be right with you." And then he turns to you and says, "I'm with you."
No, you stay here and make sure that your whatever happens, your one child has one parent.
And he kind of, his kid kind of hears that and like starts immediately like,
Kidding, just kidding. And Mel makes flashes her smiley smiles, and then she looks at him insistently, and then she says to the is it a boy, the other kid?
No, it's a girl, Tana.
To the other girl, Hannah.
Tana.
To Hannah, Anna. To Anna. So Anna, what can I bring your sister so that she knows that you are okay?
She kind of fiddles around in her pockets, and then she produces this small small orb. It's filled with water, and inside of it there is this tiny, I don't know, stone fish or something like that. You can shake the orb, and the fish appears to be swimming.
Okay, great. So I'll make you a deal, right? You hold on to this lock for me. And Mel takes the newly acquired dagger and cuts off a piece of a golden lock and gives it to her. And when we have your sister, I'll let you know.
She smiles at you with her eyes kind of round and glowing.
But you have to promise me that you take care of your daddy.
I will. And she grabs him by the belt, and he looks at you and nods as if kind of he is going to stay. The dwarf grabs you all and runs you down the castle until you get to the warehouse tunnel that he spoke about. And there are still militia people trying to kind of remove stuff away. So one door open. As you go in the tunnel, there is this, excuse me, there is this huge horn sound blowing from the outside, right in the middle of Escobar explaining to you exactly how to navigate the tunnel. And Cedric, he kind of points the key. Don't forget the key. Open it. You'll get to a grate at the other side of the hill, and then like the horns kind of explode, and then like all the people get quiet. And at this point, you can hear this booming voice outside the walls. And you're not sure who speaks, but his voice or her voice kind of carries. And there's a tinge of inhumanity to the voice. It's not a human throat that, speaks the words. And what you hear is something like, "It has come to our attention that inside this keep is a man we wish that you surrender to us, an elf named Eliathlorn. This man is more dangerous to you inside this keep than you believe. In an act of goodwill, we will spare this keep and its residents in return for the elf. You have until dawn to answer our demand." And Nightail and Escobar stand in front of you, the door open. Everyone in the keep are basically looking at you as you are about to slink away with a ton of equipment and a couple of militia people. And when this happens, you can see the two people who spoke to you earlier. One of them is slowly reaching out to his belt. And this is where we'll stop today.
Ugh, good cliffhangers.
Yes, great. Okay.
Yeah. Time to kill the elf. So, Emiliano, what's your next character?
No, what are you talking about?
Right. Time to kill the keep.
Gotta use my new longbow.
Yeah. Wasn't this the plan the entire time? Like, we sneak inside, infiltrate, kill them from the inside, open the gate doors to let the cultists in. We're part of the cult. Wasn't that part of our background? Or did I miss something?
Not me.
An awkward silence.
Not me.
Okay, so just me. Forget I said that.
The sneaky bard.
It is
Yes,
sneaky bard.
of course. I know could we have had a short rest while we're inside the keep?
Yes, yes. We can definitely assume that you had a short rest.
Perfect.
Because then I would like to. I did take a bit of damage last time.
Sure. And you can like
Yes.
to at the be reasonable, but any equipment like mundane equipment that you need is probably can be found in the keep. So you can assume that Escobar did equip you with any mundane item that you wanted. But we'll see if you'll have the opportunity to use it or not next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay, great.
if you use a healing die, then I can do the Song of Rest thing. So you do another d6 point of healing if you need to get restore hit points.
Not me. Although I only have cantrips now until the end of the day.
Well,
I
if
don't
we-
get anything back.
If we take a short rest, we can use our arcane recovery to get one spell slot back at least.
Oh, that's right.
So
which I
our
will.
our next meeting is in 2 weeks, right? There's no holiday or anything. Like, are we safe for
Yeah, that's fine for me. Yeah, on the 21st.
21st of January.
Awesome.
I can't wait, but I guess I have to.
And I'll
It's
let
not
you
fair.
know. I'll let you know if I find anyone to join us, and if you find, let me know so we can make this happen. Amazing.
Well, hopefully we can get another. So we
Yeah.
get a meat shield to hide behind. All
Yeah,
those
yeah.
little cast as well.
Awesome. Great. So have a
Okay,
good
great.
weekend, and see you soon.
Yeah, you
Thank
too.
you.
Yes.
You too.
Yeah.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye bye.